and it's 7 o'clock. So you know what time it is. It's time for me to have a candid conversation with one of my friends from somewhere around the globe. Listen, thank you so much for joining me every Tuesday at 7 o'clock for Candid Conversations, Candid Talks with Dr. K or Dr. Z. I don't care which one you say, Dr. K or Dr. Z. Just call me Dr. Baby because I earned it. I paid a lot of money for this. Okay, and a whole lot of reading and writing just to have this doctor thing. So I'm gonna use it everywhere I go. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Anyways, we're about to jump into some candid conversations. I have an amazing actress extraordinaire here with me. She's a writer, she's a director. She hails from Austin, Texas. So wherever you are watching from, my friends across the pond in England, in Germany, as well as the Netherlands. Hey, y'all, thank you for chiming in. And also my friends in Nigeria, South Africa, and Ghana. Y'all, I appreciate you so much for all of your comments and for checking in on me and for watching the show. And then my friends in Latin America, and all through the Caribbean. And of course, my besties, my cousins, all over these United States. Thank you so much for watching Candid Talks, for your text messages, for your emails, for your inboxes. We have a wonderful guest for you tonight, and that is Danyelle Cavaness-Weatherford. She's an actress from Austin, Texas. Hey,
hey, girlfriend. It's wonderful to be here today. I'm so
girlfriend.
delighted to hang out with you.
Oh,
Dr.
thank
K.
you. I love your hair.
This is my I'm doing everything hair. So you know what? If it's everything. So we're
I
just gonna
love it.
represent with the everything hair.
I love it. I love the everything here. Thank you so much for joining us on here. Girl, there is so much to talk about with you because you are doing all the things. You have done all the things. I am so proud of your body of work. And so we're going to talk about some of the work you've done. But first, tell the people who you are. Who is Danyelle? When I say Danyelle, girl, who are you?
Well, first of all, I'm a child of God. So that's
Amen.
centered, that's everything is centered around God. And my charge is to go into the world to build stories, to build strategies, and to build stages that move people. So, and I'm a mom on that as well. So my kids and my husband, I'm married, my husband are my anchors in my family. There's a lot to me. People think one way a lot of times, but there's so much more. So I don't like to put myself in a box per se. So yes, I do acting. I also do business strategizing. I was a former, we're talking professional life here a little bit. So I was a former financial advisor. So I handle people's money, project manager at Apple. I've got lots of professional background, a lot of stuff that I did. And now in this stage in my life, I'm a cancer survivor as well for breast cancer. And now at this stage in my life, I am rock royalty. And what that means is Jesus is my rock. So that's why the name is called the Rock Group. And with that, I'm charging into the world to do his assignment. He had me pause for just a moment, and now I'm moving on to do what he's asked me to do. So, yeah.
Oh my God, Danyelle, I love that. You jumped into so many different things I want to talk about. And so first of all, thank you so much for talking about who you are and whose you are, number one.
Exactly.
And I am so happy that you have come through your cancer journey. I know we were praying for you when you went through that. And I'm just looking at how God has restored you, how he has brought you through that. You look amazing, girl.
Well, thank
You
you,
do.
Natalie.
You
I
look amazing.
appreciate that.
You are so very welcome. So we're going to jump right into it. I want to put some pictures up here because these are the different faces of Danyelle. And I think I have seen a lot of these faces. So just talk to me about the ministry that God has birthed in you and all the different things that you have been blessed to do in all of these different faces and phases of your life. Do you know what it is that God had called you to do and when it was the right time to do it or the right season?
Ooh. What you don't have there is when I was a child. And so with that, there's a lot of stuff in my background from my childhood. And what I began to see a theme, I really noticed the theme actually right now. Probably last week when I've been studying, I didn't really understand what that was. So as I reflect back on my childhood, that's why I'm bringing that up, is I started in the performing arts as a ballerina and a twirler, competitive twirler, and a competitive gymnast. And I
Oh, wow.
loved, yeah, so I did that all at the same time. So I was always going, 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 going. But as I watched TV, I used to gravitate towards martial arts as well as dance and stage. I never really was on stage except once when it came to performing, like in plays, but twirling and stuff like that. Um, and as time went on, I noticed that I was usually the only Black female. I'm not going to make this about race, but that's what I was usually the only Black female in those environments.
Oh,
And
wow.
I started disrupting those environments, and people would say different things about me, like this young little Black girl, why is she? And I would win a lot of things. But as I started to get older, I started to notice the same type of things happening with me. So God was using me to disrupt environments over and over and over again in college, in business, being the first financial advisor at a major company here in Austin, Texas, as well as other environments. And so, be it female, be it the color of my skin, be it the way I vocalized and just wanted to have a different way of thinking, I could see trends ahead of time. I started to notice and it put it all together just the other day that God's been using me to build and to disrupt
Mm.
in different ways that I knew he was using me, but I didn't understand that's what he was doing because I have so many disciplines behind me. And people say, Danyelle, stay in one lane. And
No,
no, I'm not
no.
like, no, I can't stay in one lane. He's got me charged in construction and all these different things. And so when I went through breast cancer, that pause, I wasn't really appreciating life. A lot of stuff was happening, and I didn't want to kill myself or anything like that. But I just felt like, let me just let the world do its thing. Let me just sit back and let them drive, and not do all this creativity and all this stuff he put in me. I just sat there, and just I would help other people through it, but I didn't understand necessarily my worth until I went through that, which is kind of sad because at 48. And I don't think at any time that God can't speak to you. God can speak to you at any time.
Yeah.
So when he knocks on the door and says, open it up, then you need to open it up. And you can be at your lowest moment or your highest mountain. And he got me at a very low moment. He said, girlfriend, I need you to help others because you have a voice. I've given you all of this stuff in the past and you're sitting on these gifts. And why are you? I don't want to condemn you for it, but I want to wake you up to understand this is value and your voice is value. And so I'm trying not to cry through it. Anyway, so I was helping people through it, and then I realized I wasn't healing through it. So I would do some other things with other people, but just now I didn't decide, God decided that you need to come back out. It's time for you to come back and do and put all these pieces together, all the wisdom from financial stuff professionally, all the wisdom from all the stuff you've been through, all the wisdom from the entertainment business that you've watched on stages, and understand how stories can move people and the wrong stories can take people in wrong directions. And
Mm.
so when you have great stories and great people, especially faith-based people, that not necessarily telling faith-based stories all the time, if that's not their calling, but are a foundation behind it. And if they're really anchored in their foundation, then they could build networks and they can do what's supposed to be done on earth, the will that he wants to have done on earth, what you're charged
Yeah.
to do what you're supposed to be doing. So I don't know if I completely answered your question. There's elements in there, but yeah, so that's where I'm at right now with that.
You did. You did, Danielle. You answered my questions and more. It actually made me think. I was speaking to another artist who was talking about this industry and how the industry works, particularly with those individuals who are not Christians or who write for Christian or faith-based roles, but they're not
Mm,
faith-based themselves. And
yeah.
so, so thank you so much for segueing. to that. And I didn't realize that that you started as a child in the arts and all of this. So you've been in the arts
Yeah.
now for over 20 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Over
Wow. Wow.
20 years.
And I'm just gonna keep it at 20. I'm just gonna keep it at over 20 years. I'm not gonna say anything else. But these
Yeah.
are the faces and the phases of your ministry and the body of
Yeah.
work that you have done. So
Yeah.
I also looked at your 3-card poster, and because you are a lot of different things, but I know that you are also a dynamic director. So talk to me about directing forward. What was that about? What was that like? And what's
So,
forward? Hmm.
what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part of that.
I said, what exactly is forward? I know you've directed a lot of different things, but
So, Forward's interesting. Forward actually was my first directing job.
mm-hmm,
And Forward was a sci-fi story that centered around people not really understanding their worth in the world and
mm,
their relationships, and being taken into having an opportunity to be taken into a different world that they could maybe choose to stay in if they so desired, or stay here and make a difference and moving forward with whatever that call was. Um, I, I before that, I had taken 2 years just to study the entertainment industry in Central Texas. So I wanted to see every piece of it and get on every side of it, and network and understand all the players that were involved in this particular market. And I was acting and doing commercials and things like that. And I saw myself in one lane in that space. I said, I'm just an actress. I'm just an actress. I'm just an actress here. Even though
uh-huh,
I was doing what I was doing to understand the business of the business. And this particular person came up to me, the writer, and said,
mm,
Danyelle, we want you to direct this. And I'm like, well, I'm just an actress to her. She
I'm
goes,
just an actress.
girl, yeah, I'm just an actress. She goes, girl, what? What are you talking about? You've done all this business stuff. You direct people. You manage people. You've done all this stuff in the past. I'm like, light bulb, light bulb. Oh, I can do this. I was helping her write at times as well. I'm like, oh, I'm just an actress. I'm not a writer. I'm just an actress. I'm not a director. I'm just an actress. I'm not a producer.
Mm,
I was putting myself in a lane. And that's how Forward came about. It was the opening of, wow, you can do so much more in this industry that you even thought possible. So that's how Forward came about.
wow, wow, wow. And so I like what you said. I'm just an actress, but I write. Well, you were still writing. But I still do this. So it just feels like so many different things that God has given us the ability to do. But sometimes we listen to people and we don't move
Yeah.
because we're scared. Like we don't move forward because we're
We
fear
got to
of
move
people, fear of
forward.
the unknown,
Exactly.
fear of fear of being great. Like literally, there's some people who are really
Exactly.
afraid of being great and really walking in and owning their purpose. And
I've
so
been
then
that. I've been
you
that.
said you've been there.
I've been that. Yeah, I've been that. I've been
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So talk to me about some of the challenges and that you have had in this industry and all the different things that you have accomplished in this industry. What are some of the challenges that you've had that you probably never really talked about?
Some of the challenges in this particular market, it's changed a little bit, is see on what's it, is it Chandra Rhimes? What's Ray's Anatomy? I forget
Shonda
the
Rhimes.
name.
Mhm,
Chandra Rhimes. Chandra Rhimes
mhm,
talked about it briefly for one of the lead characters, that she was sent to a casting. She was the only female in the room, because the writers and the casting didn't necessarily see beyond what could that role could be. A lot
mhm,
of times, the color of the skin in commercials or in casting, that would be the thing. You can't see beyond, whoever that is casting, didn't see beyond what was in the room. My son was cast and stuff just because the writer and director noticed something. He's like, I'm going to change the script because I love that talent.
mhm,
He can make the story even better. So that's one of the things is being in a room and they're just so like this that they
Yeah.
can't see, and they love you, but they don't see beyond what the scope of what this story can mean.
What is it?
Um, yeah, and then the directing side as well is going, okay, um, you're not you're different director could be. Your storytelling is different, but you have great when we're talking to you. It's this is a great opportunity. I don't know if I'm willing to take a chance right now. So
Mm.
those are some of the issues that we run up against in doing what I've done. Other times people have taken chances, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. So
Oh, hey guys, if you're just joining us now, we're halfway in our candid conversation with the owner and the founder of the Rock Group, and that is Danyelle Weatherford, the Rock Group. And she's an actress, a director, a producer, a business owner. She is all the things, y'all. Coming out of Austin, Texas, Danyelle Cavaness-Weatherford. You guys, she's Googleable. So Google her, IMDb her. She has all of those things. Okay. Danyelle, how can somebody book you if they're interested in working with you? How can they find you?
So my website is will be launching in about 2 weeks, so they'll be able to go to therockgroup.com. They can
Okay.
Instagram me. They can Instagram me at Danyelle C. Weatherford on Instagram. They can Facebook message me. I'm all over Facebook. You can find me on LinkedIn for you guys who like to stay in that professional space. Uh, I'm all over that. So those are a few places. You can also get me at the Austin Action Fest at contact at austinactionfest.com because that's a whole
Yeah.
nother area that I'm involved in.
Okay. All right. Talk to us a little bit about the Auction Action Fest. What is it? Because you're involved in so many things. Like having a candid conversation with you, we cannot do it in 30 minutes because there's so many lanes, right, that you're in. I know you're part of the Austin Action Fest as well. So before we jump into your journey of recovery, talk to us about the Austin Action Fest.
The Austin Action Fest, I love action films. And actually, one of the number one audiences for action and adventure is actually women. It's number one above romance. So we are a film festival that honors and supports and elevates, especially indie action artists, but all action artists from all over the world. And they come to Austin, Texas from August 8th through 10th. And this year we have our film opening night where we have two legends in the action space. One of them is Keith Vitale, and he's going to be. They're coming from one's from Sweden, and the other one is coming from I forget the state. But anyway, they're going to be coming. They launched the career of Jean-Claude Van Damme. A lot of people may know who Jean-Claude Van Damme is, and they're connected to. There's some Bruce Lee involvement in those guys as well. So they will be here on the Friday of the 8th. On the 9th, we're going to be showcasing our film, and we're having Finding Solace, which is one of our good friends, Maurice Moore. He's premiering
Okay.
his film. And if you haven't had a chance to buy those tickets, come on out and do that. And then on the 10th, we're going to do something that we planned for next year, this year, and that is a stunt intensive. So most of the time, people have to go to California to do this type of stunt intensive. So there are a few people that do some mid-range stunt type of training here, but we are looking to be the one of the places besides Hollywood and some in Atlanta as well that you do these stunt type of trainings from some elite people from all over. So if you haven't bought that ticket, that is a serious ticket to get because they're going fast. So come and join us for that. And you can
Wow.
be a beginner to an advanced person.
Where can we get the tickets? Let me know and I'll put it up here.
All right, so you can go to Film Freeway and look for the Austin Action Fest for Film Freeway for the festival to buy all the different tickets on Film
Okay, so
Freeway.
go to Film Freeway for the Austin Action Fest, and then it's tickets for a stunt intensive
Yes, and
and
if
more.
you can't, yes, and if you get lost there, you can just go to austinactionfest.com and you will find a plethora of information on that website.
All right, so they can find all of that on Film
They
Freeway at
can.
the Austin Action Fest. You get tickets for a stunt intensive and much more. And we're talking August 9th and 10th.
8th, 9th, and 10th.
8th, 9th, and 10th. August 8th, August 9th, and August 10th. All right, y'all, go ahead and get it. Get your tickets. What you waiting on? Go on and get it. All right. Danyelle, thank you so much for joining us. I do want to segue because you spoke about it briefly, and that is your journey of overcoming cancer. And I remember when you first made that call with your initial diagnosis, and you wanted, a few people just to lift you up in prayer as you went through that. And so just kind of talk to me about the finding out and then the going through and the coming out of that. Just kind of talk to me about what was that like for you? It says, yes, I was scared. Yes, I grieved what I was losing. Yes, I changed and I had to heal. Remember me? Well, I'm back. I say, girl, you never left. You
I
never
just
left.
kind of I just kind of disappeared just a little bit, then and just hung out, but I didn't really leave. So I was lingering with
Yeah.
that. I was doing behind the scenes in a whole different way.
Yeah.
I found out on my wedding anniversary on April 10th,
Wow.
2017. So it was not a happy day, but at least I had my husband there with me, so we can re-look at that a different way now. And I actually ignored the lump for a year because I got tired of going to the doctors over and over and over again. I just got tired of people touching me. And so I felt something and I knew something was different, but I just like, you know what? There's always something different about my body. And so I just kind of ignored it. So don't ignore things if you're hurting. And then I had it when I was 31 as well. And there were not similarities, but there were similarities. So with that, if you feel pain, a lot of doctors say that pain is not a signal. That's ignore that. That's not true. Both times I had breast cancer, I felt pain, and that turned out to be what I knew something was wrong. Um, that journey was was uplifting. It was painful. I was scared through it because my dad had passed from cancer, not breast cancer. He died of lung cancer, and men
Mhm.
can give breast cancer too, by the way. So that's why I wanted to clarify that. And when you change, you have a lot of scars. You have a lot of swelling. If you look at my hands now, so one is bigger, one is smaller. I have lymphedema in this hand, so it has changed me
Mhm.
in different ways. I've gained weight because of the medicines and the things that it does to you. And then friends disappeared as well because some people can't handle the change that happens with you. It scares them, whatever that is,
Yeah.
that they can't identify with. So I needed to heal. I helped a lot of people, which is my nature, through those types of things. And like I mentioned before, I realized that I wasn't allowing myself to heal, that I
Mhm.
needed to step back. And that's the behind the scenes piece of what I refer to. So, yes. And with that, you'll see some pictures that are beautiful pictures that
Mhm.
God was refining me in my pause, is what I say in one of those pictures with my hand up. And then the same person took both those pictures. Uh, and what I realized, and what I think a lot of people, if you grow up and people tell you you're pretty or whatever that is, and you're going through an industry, or you may have modeled, and all of this outside is what people see, right? You
Mhm.
may be focusing on what's outside and not necessarily paying attention to how you are as a person. And you think you're kind, and I believe I'm a kind person. I've sort of been kind person. Um, but God was refining what was inside a lot more than what was, and why he was changing, why the outside was being changed. And so that person elevated me in a way that she knows best to let me know that I am still a beautiful person and she knows me inside and out. So that's what those pictures are for.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at all of these pictures, and to me, you're just Danielle, right? Danielle, a beautiful spirit inside and out. No matter what stage of cancer you were in, and even how you've come out. I think you've come out even more beautiful. You were beautiful before, but you've come out even more beautiful because there's like a lightness about you. And then there's a light that's in you that is just so remarkable. So I thank God for you and for bringing you through it. And I'm just so happy. Every time I look at your Facebook post, I smile because it truly radiates God. And so I'm happy that you are here. And thank you so much for joining us on Candid Talks. And I can see you have that smile. You're trying not to cry. Don't you cry, Danyelle?
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
You're not gonna
Thank you
cry.
for that, my friend. Thank you for that, my friend, because it is all him. So I give God the glory through everything and where I am at today. So yeah, I'm not gonna cry.
You're not, I was just telling a friend as we were planning yet another project together. I said we always get in trouble when we work together because we start off small
All right.
and we say, okay, this is what it is. This is what the
Yeah.
budget is. This is going to be a short. And then, 90 minutes later, it's a feature. Or this is going to be a little play. And then next thing, it turns into a major production. So I'm like, if we commit to this, it's going to be a lot of money. Like, I want to work with you because we get in trouble.
Well, you can't hold that back. So where it's supposed to go, it's supposed to go. So you do you, man.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Danyelle, thank you so much for joining us. Hey guys, I've been talking to actress, producer, director, businesswoman. I call her a media mogul extraordinaire, and that is Danyelle Weatherford. She's also the founder and the CEO of the Rock Group in Austin, Texas. They will have their new website being launched really, really soon, but you can contact her on the Rock Group. Again, that's booktherockgroup.com. Her name is Danyelle Cavaness-Weatherford. You can find her on Instagram, on the TikTok, on the Facebook, and also on LinkedIn. If you're looking for someone to look over your project as a director, a writer, if you're looking for an actress or a producer, or just somebody to talk about this industry with, Danyelle is tried. She's battle tested. She truly is a girl. You are battle tested. Truly is a professional in this industry that can help you with some great directions as to what to do with your filming career, your acting career, or just anything in this industry. So again, Danyelle, God bless you. Thank you so much for being here with us. And as we close, I always give my guests the last word. You have been battle tested, like I said. You have been through some challenges, but you truly are an overcomer, not just an overcomer of your physical health, but an overcomer as it relates to being in this industry. If you would be so kind to just breathe some parting words to somebody who may be listening, somebody who may be watching, who might be interested in this industry or might be in the industry but frustrated with it, and they just need some words to help guide them through. If you would be so kind to give us the last words.
Thank you for that. And then thank you for having me. I'm very grateful to be here, especially with you. You're right on time. That's my biggest parting word. You may have had pauses in your life. Somebody may have told you no. Somebody may have told you you're not capable or whatever it is, or else whatever is going on in your head is stopping you, because it's usually here that is telling you to sit in the back seat. So pull yourself to the front seat, put the car in gear, and get moving and reach out to anybody. Reach out to me, reach out to Carrie Ann and Dr. K, because I have to give her flowers for that. But you're right on time. So such a time as this, as I say in Esther, and this day is your day. So make a move and don't look back.
All right. All right, guys. Well, you heard it here, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with another guest. Good night, y'all. Good night, Danyelle.
Good night.